Alright, today we're going to do a kind of simple coloring project with Gimp. We're going to take this butterfly picture and we're going to add color to it. And here's the example that I've done. And you can make this look however you want. Make it look, just like a regular monarch butterfly. It's just black and yellow. You can make the flower any color you want, and that's completely up to you. Now the great thing about Gimp, and I kind of simplified a few steps on this, but the great thing about Gimp is that we can use layers. Adding a new layer allows you to work with the picture without actually having to do anything to the picture. So for example here, I'm going to turn off some of these layers. Here, this new layer 1 is the flower, and you can see that I can turn that on and off with pressing this eyeball, and you can see I didn't actually do anything. Let me turn the rest of these off. I didn't actually do anything to the picture. It is all done with layers, and so my original picture is still intact, but I didn't actually do anything to that. So let's go ahead and get started here. You can bring up your new butterfly picture. Let me minimize this one so we can get out of the way. And here's your picture. The first thing we can do is let's just add a new layer. So right over here is the layer menu, or create a new layer, and we'll click on that, and we'll just say OK, because this is the original size of the picture. So we'll just hit OK, and there's our new layer. Now if you don't see this, box over here, go up to Windows, go to Dockable Dialogues, and click on Layers, and that should bring that up for you. If you don't see these tools over here, you can click on Tool Options, and that'll bring that menu up for you as well. And if you have any questions on that, feel free to ask, and we can go through that. But anyway, we have a new layer here, and with this layer I'm going to just draw whatever. My computer's being a little slow right now, but I can draw and draw and draw and draw and draw, and I'm not going to do anything to this original picture because I have a layer. Now I can turn that on and off, and my original picture is still intact. So you can draw a mustache on somebody, and you can take it away, and anyway, you're not going to affect them. But anyway, let me delete that layer. I don't really like that, so I'm just going to go down here to the trash can, hit delete, and it's gone. So let me create a new layer again, hit OK. Now I'm ready to paint on my flower. Now you can zoom in a couple ways. There is the arrows down here that I can kind of zoom around my picture. I want to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to go to 50%. I'll even go in a little closer. Let's go 100%. Resize my picture a little bit. And these arrows down here, you can kind of move around your picture. If you zoom in a bunch, you can do that. Now I'm going to start painting, and with my brushes I have some options down here. With the brush, I can just do a hard edge on the brush. I can do a soft edge. I can even do a little smaller. The size, I can change the size. I can type in 15, press enter, and I can do that. I can even change a few other options with this as well. The opacity, I want to take the opacity down on this, and I'll show you why. When I paint right now, I'm going to paint, basically I'm painting over all these lines, and so you're not going to see these pencil strokes, which I actually like to see. So I'm going to take this opacity down to, I don't know, 50%. Oops. 50% there. Now watch as I paint again. See, now you can see the pencil markings behind, and it's going to make it look a little bit better, I think, than having this hard edge here. So let me get rid of this, and there we go. And now I'm going to start painting. And this takes some time. And just like when you're in kindergarten, just stay inside the lines. Do a little better than I'm doing. Make it a little nice and neat. And coloring this way does take a little bit of time, but you can make it look pretty neat. Now, one thing I will say, once I let off my mouse and start painting again, watch what happens. It got darker because I'm painting over the top of that. So let me undo that. And you can do a couple things. You can change the size of your brush. Like I can make this 40, and see my brush is much larger now. And I can paint a larger area. Or you can make it smaller and really get in and do some details with that. That's entirely up to you. So that's one layer, and we can change that. We can double click on the layer name and we can call it flower. So there's the flower color. I can make another new layer, and we can change the name here if we want, or we can wait. But I'll change it to wings and press enter. So now on this new layer, I'm going to start coloring the wings. And again, I can use this red, or I can click on the color, and I can make it just about any color that I want. And again, if you don't like the 50% opacity, you can make it less opaque or more opaque. And opacity deals with how much light passes through this. So think about a piece of paper. Some paper is very opaque, where you can see through it, like tissue paper, and other paper is very dark and hard to see through, like maybe a greeting card. Doesn't allow you to see through it very well. So there's that. Now remember, if I let off my mouse and then go to paint again, it's going to make it dark. So just something to keep in mind as you go through this. So change some of these colors. We'll use some yellow. And just take your time and paint through this, and make it look all nice and neat and pretty. And you can see it's already starting to look pretty nice, just adding that color to it as well. You can also add a new layer, and we'll call it background, and I will add the paint bucket, and let's say I want yellow for my background. I'll drop that in there, and there's that. And that's really dark, and it covers up my whole picture. But if I adjust where this thing goes and I change my opacity on this guy, on my butterfly, you can see it starts to come through like that. Now you may not want that. That's entirely up to you. You know, if you don't like that yellow coming through or whatever color, you don't have to do with that. I'm going to delete that background layer. But anyway, yeah, feel free to make like blue one layer and everything is blue. Feel free to make a layer that's all yellow or red. You know, however you want to make this look. But color this in all nice and neat. And then when you're done, make it all nice and neat. And let's see. Let me find my other picture. Here it is. When you're done, it will have a neat effect to a normal pencil drawing. So I know some of you are very good artists out there, and you doodle a lot and draw, and you might want to add some color to it. And this is a great way to color a picture and not actually affect the original pencil drawing. And so when you're done, if you would upload this to My Big Campus, and if you have any questions, by all means ask.